Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm starting with the wines that I deem to be good, which is basically this group of wines that we have over here and in the back. These are all wines that I've inspected. The neck fill, the shoulder fills are good. There's no discoloration, sedimentation, etc. due to the wines, and of course there's no label damage. Now, this particular wine, which is a 1976 Chateau Ducal, is a Sauternes, and while it does look like it's brown, it's very common for a Sauternes to turn to a light brown, to a dark brown, to a chestnut as part of its aging. You can have Sauternes that are over 100 years old that are a deep chestnut brown that are perfectly fine, and they're delicious. So this is actually considered normal. Now this one I'm actually going to separate because this one is an age-related issue right here, which will go into a separate pile that we'll discuss momentarily. And then I also have another separate pile here for potential damage issues. Now this particular group, again, is wines that I've all deemed to be in good condition. There are a couple of wines here, like the Sawyer wines, that have some signs here of previous wine drips, but that is a sign of a storage issue that predates this claim, which has only happened in the last 6 months. So this wine again is perfectly consumable, but the condition of the bottle deals with who they purchased it from before. Now this particular group in question is of a concern to me for a number of reasons. We have a number of not only red wines and white wines that go from the 1970s up into the present. And there's a number of issues with these wines. As you can see, cork is pulled. And then, for example, if you look at this particular bottle right here, which has a Stelvin cap or screw cap, you'll notice that this particular bottle has already been opened. That again would not be a claim-related issue. That's an issue of either the claimant having opened the bottle and maybe forgot about it, maybe one of their guests opened it, who knows. But there's a number of age-related and storage-related issues here. You have everything from low neck and shoulder fills to issues of horrible oxidization, where, for example, you have a white wine, again a Sauvignon Blanc, which should be almost have a light green tint to a straw color, and this has a horrible brown and some sedimentation. With a lot of the red wines here, for example, you'll notice what's called a low neck fill, meaning that our low shoulder fill, which is right where my index finger is, where normally it should be up here. This is a sign, obviously, of evaporation. You can see that there's been some seepage here in the cap and the foil. Again, that's a sign of the cork degradation, having nothing whatsoever to do with the claim of water damage. So all these bottles right here have issues that deal with poor storage, improper storage, age-related issues, oxidization, and again having nothing whatsoever to do with the claim, which is for water damage. Now moving to this particular group of bottles, where we have approximately 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 bottles. So out of all these bottles on the table, you have about 45% of them which are still in excellent condition, 55% which are not in good condition, and out of the 55%, this group in the middle all again have issues not related to the claim of water damage, but again dealing with storage issues or improper storage, oxidization, sedimentation, cork degradation, anything and everything having to do with the exception of this claim. This last group of bottles right here in front of me, which again there's 11 bottles total, these bottles all have label issues dealing with the water damage, like this one right here. So like that last bottle we just showed, these particular 11 bottles right here all show recent damage to the labels, all indicative of water damage related to the claim. And again, you'll notice that all of these bottles, the neck fills are good, the wine is still easily able to be consumed, whereas this group here to the left, which is all bottles that are anywhere from 40 plus years old to 20 plus years old, The issues that are found in these bottles have nothing whatsoever to do with the claim report. Okay, so this last group of wines that we have right here are the wines that I had separated initially when we were filming. These particular groups of wines are the wines that had what we call previous existing damage, meaning that existed either prior to the claim or the last several months. So what I have further done with this particular group is further divided the group up to make it a little easier for me to report in my report. So in this particular group right here, we have a total of 12 bottles. All these bottles have low neck and shoulder fills, but this is not due to age or storage related issues. This is due to having been previously opened. Then right here, we have a group predominantly of red bottles, and these particular red bottles are all 40 years old or older. And again, the issues that are found in this particular bottle have more to do with storage issues, cork degradation, capsule issues, etc. Then we have this particular group of bottles of white, and as you can see, that the color should be your typical straw color, or possibly typical white wine color with a hint of green. All of these bottles demonstrate heavy oxidization. And then what I did with this particular group is this is Stag's Leap wines and Mayacamas wines. And all these particular wines right here are over 40 years old and definitely past their drinking prime, which again has nothing to do with the claim. It's just a matter of age and storage. So I further separated that out, and I'll now be doing my examination report on this.